Okay, so let's just see. Do we have... Oh, okay, cool. Nothing crazy. Worthless. Iron and helium? I don't know, dude. I don't know, there's something to say about everything, frankly. Let's see, my woodworking stuff. I am building some shelves. Shelves are my favorite things, apparently. So I'm using, like... Well, we'll see. There were some shelves that I built, and basically, they are frames that have legs attached to them. I'm using lap joints, as few screws as possible, and then either a plank, either boards that are embedded into the side of either boards that are just lying on top of the thing, or like embedded, or what's the term? There's a little lip in the frame that the things can sit in. And you know, I don't know if I've seen anybody use lap joints for legs. For table legs. I don't, like, is it a bad technique? No, I don't think so. There are better techniques, but, mortise and tenon that goes all the way through, up through the tabletop, and, has a wedge in it to hold it in place, that would be... That I do want to do at some point, but there's a lot of different ways to do that kind of a thing. Why am I doing this particular way? So, one of the things is, if you do the lap joints, and they're technically a few different things, but it's if it's tight, and these aren't like super tight, but they're not super loose as well. I would say they're some of the joints, depending on how crazy I get. I mean, some of them I'm like, yep, I am going to hammer the fuck out of this to get this to fit. Some of them I'm like, it doesn't matter too much. And sorry, yeah. So the problem is that with the frame and legs, there's no cross supports, and there needs to be cross supports. And I think probably the way I'm going to do this is to just get a board. Doesn't need to fully cover it, but just get a board and just put some screws in. I could just glue it. And that'd be fine. It depends, like, how important is showmanship? Because screws are... I have some thoughts on screws. Do you need to disassemble the thing? If you need to disassemble the thing, then screws are absolutely fine, absolutely a good idea. Yes, you should use screws. Are you not? Are you not taking it apart? Then, well, okay. Well, is there a better... Can you do another joint? You know, and I mean, like, it, you know, goes through the list of, like, well, can you use a dowel? Is the dowel, you know, too small? Or is, like, or you do not have enough space to use a dowel, then okay, a screw is fine. But like, there are people who like use a screw and then plug it or like putty over it, and it's like, dude, just accept that that is the level of skill you have. It is fine. I have a little stand. I have a Shiki futon as my mattress, and you need to have it. You need to store it off of the ground so that there can be some airflow under it, so it doesn't get mold. And frankly, just having a little stand for it is also a just a good way to it's just a good way to just get some extra space. And yeah, okay, so that's the main thing. That the supports, I added supports and I used screws because it was easy, and because my thing broke. The mattress stand broke. And not in the way I thought it was going to. So, again, there's a leg that goes, through a channel that I, cut out. And that channel is, and that channel is, just open on one side. And, yeah. My thought was that if I sat on it and like leaned too heavily into one side, the thing was just going to snap off, and it's glued in. That did not happen. That did not happen at all. The way that I had, so it's 4 pieces, right? And there's a lap joint that is, sitting. Well, that should be sitting on top of a lap joint, right? The leg connects to there's 2 sides that have legs. And the sides that aren't connected directly to the legs should be sitting on the lap joints, so that when the pressure is being exerted down, it is pushing into the wood instead of pushing it apart. And I had set it up the wrong way, so it was pushing it apart. And that was what broke, not the legs, which I was a little bit surprised with. But the thing is that glue, I've mentioned before, wood is basically a bunch of straws, or a bunch of straight fibers held together with a natural sort of glue called lignin, and lignin is not as strong as synthetic man-made glues, and at some points I'm just like, I don't believe this. It seems like when things break, it breaks at the glue. This time it absolutely broke on the lignin, so, which basically is to say that it was messier. If it broke at the glue, it would be cleaner. But if it broke at the glue, then the glue would be very weak, and it would be eh. So, the way that it works overall is good. But yeah, so I put some cross members on. I would have, cut out some fancier joints, but I didn't want to take the time to do that, because it really doesn't matter that much. I also need a protractor and a straight edge. These are 2 very crucial, very, very crucial woodworking tools that, good God, yes, I need these so badly. And the fact that I don't is unfortunate, but it's alright. So anyways, I have a plan for woodworking stuff. Maybe we'll talk about it more, but I have a plan for it. everything's going fine. I was expecting my little thing to break at some point, just not in the way it did, and it's just kind of, it took a little bit of time, but it was whatever. Till next time, have a good day, great day even. Chowskis.